Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching the Mastering All Roles series, where I usually take a character from 0 to 2k rating, earning the Keystone Master Achievement. In this instance of the challenge, we're going to be doing 2.5k, because melee DPS is my main role, and this is actually the final episode of the Assassination Rogue series, or rather the melee DPS series, because we have 5 rating to get, and then we're 2.5k. When we ended the last episode, I was missing 9 rating, but I did, I think, like a 3-star Dawnbreaker, and that gave me like an extra 4 rating because I had a 2-star one previously. I have a 7 key because we had some mishaps last night where I think I had a siege and then the healer just kind of went offline after the first pull. So that was disappointing. But yeah, we're going to try and get into a plus 10 key. Literally anything will do. I will try to avoid City of Threads just because, I don't want to do that. But we'll see if we can make it work. Literally any key timed on a 10 will give me 5 rating, except if it's another key that I've already done at 10, obviously. So I'm gonna get to looking for a group. Also, I'd like to point out I've managed to reach 631 item level. I've done a lot of runs on this rogue because I'm having a lot of fun with assassination. And I've also started doing some pretty serious numbers on assassination, as long as the mobs can live long enough for me to do that damage. That's usually kind of the bottleneck, is whether the mobs live long enough for me to get a full King's Bane out or not. So ideally, the rest of the DPS in the group will be bad or low gear or something, and then I can really shine. So I'm going to look for a Dawnbreaker, a Siege, and a Stone Vault. Those are keys that I haven't really done. I've done a City of Threads in the first episode, then I think second episode was Arakara. After that, I do believe I did a Necrotic Wake, then a Miss, and then Grimbatol was the previous episode. So I'm going to do all of these other ones that I still have left. I did do like a bit of Siege in a couple of episodes where I just showed like a bit of it falling apart, but I'm just going to see if I can get a full run of Siege properly this time around. And of course, I will not say no to a Dawnbreaker run either, because Dawnbreaker is nice and fun. Except for like, I think second boss and last mini boss, those two are a massive pain in the booty hole. Oh, there we go. Dawnbreaker plus 10 with my warrior buddy here. Let's see how that goes. And while the group is still forming and I'm flying over because I don't want to risk a teleport because I have plenty of time. If it was a full group, I'd already be teleporting. But while I'm flying over, I wanted to point out that the next thing I probably release on the channel is going to be the weekend series. There's going to be a longish break, I guess. Not very long break before I release that video, because I have a lot of editing to do. I say that video, but it's actually 3 videos, and they're going to be happening over the span of a single weekend because it's the weekend challenge. So I figured the stuff I recorded on a Friday, I'm going to put out on a Friday, Saturday for Saturday, and Sunday for Sunday, of course. But that is going to be a series where Danny and I, my fiance, try to go from 0 to hero in a single weekend by pugging. We only pug, we don't regroup with anyone at any point of the series. And if you want to know if we did it or not, well, you better subscribe or just keep track of the channel and make sure you check it out when the video does come out. I really hope we don't invite a Mistweaver, because we only have 1 ranged DPS and the tank is obviously not a ranged role. So yeah, okay, it looks like we declined them or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk to you once this dungeon actually starts, if it starts. If not, then I'll probably be looking for more runs.
A few moments later.
All right, so we got into another Dawnbreaker group, which already seems more friendly, because I got kicked from the last group for saying decent peeps in queue can be invite and go, and I got removed from the group for that. It doesn't say that that happened, but that is basically what happened, because I didn't leave the group, but the group was still up, so on and so forth. So here we are waiting for another group to get started. Sometimes I feel like I just need to turn off my ability to like send messages into chat. Like I'm genuinely thinking about using some kind of software like Power Toys or whatever to adjust key bindings and just disable my enter key so I can't actually open chat and say anything in party chat. Like, it just feels like whatever I say, people get upset, even if it's something as innocuous as decent peeps in queue can be invite and go. Like, it was a question. I got kicked for it, but hey, whatever, man. But yes, I will talk to you once this Dawnbreaker gets started. And here we go with a Dawnbreaker plus 10 with this group that you see in the bottom right corner of the screen. We're going to go ahead and transfer aggro to the tank, and we're going to garrote this Shadow Mage. And I'm going to Fan of Knives here just to make sure I actually get my thingy with the stuff onto my aggro onto the tank. Okay, so I have a little WeakAuras bouncing here. I finally made a WeakAuras that'll finally track whether or not I should be using Crimson Tempest, and it works quite well. Basically, if there's 2 targets or more with what's it called, with the deadly poison. It's going to tell me, hey, you should probably use this if they don't already have Crimson Tempest on them, right? So if there's 2 targets with Crimson Poison, but not 2 targets or more with Crimson Tempest, it's going to go ahead and tell me like, hey, use your freaking Crimson Tempest, man, to stop forgetting about it. You'll notice I haven't used any cooldowns here. Most of the times people will Bloodlust either this second pull, which is much more dangerous, or later. If you have a very short cooldown, you can use it there because you can get it back up by the time you're at this pull. I didn't expect them to live long enough for me to get to this pull. It looks like we're not going to be sending, not going to be double pulling here. It looks like we are going to be double pulling here, so I'm going to, whatchamacallit, I'm going to focus on, okay, I'm going to immediately use my Cloak of Shadows here. I almost went down, but yeah, I did go down. I used my cheat death. But yeah, I'm going to use all my cooldowns here on the Commander. The Commander is the most dangerous part of this pull. He has a chance of killing the tank. If the tank goes down, we all go down. So I do focus the Commander. That was a little scary. I got a little sidetracked because I'm not getting taken care of quite as much as I thought I would. Our mage did go down due to the tormenting ray here. Now it's not on me, so I'm happy about that. Whew, that was a bit of a scary bit of the dungeon, but we made it work. I think the mage is rejoining us here. Yes, he's running over. There he goes. He's going to walk up all the way to this guy and then start casting and not cast anything. Okay, that was an interesting interaction there. But we're heading over to the other ship, and I think everything should be fine. I didn't really get to say much about that pull other than you killed the commander first. Well, we'll make that work. I'm going to just open up with a Fan of Knives to hopefully transfer aggro to the tank. Did I not? Oh, I guess I didn't use Trick of the Trays. Still surprised that the tank didn't take aggro there right at the start. It could be... Oh, he's swearing at Blizzard, probably because he fell through the map, but that's okay. We are back and we're ready to blast. Think I'm going to send my what's it called, not Envenom, Jesus, my thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. I'm going to stun this, never mind. I'm going to send my Kingsbane here, and I did not make much use of it, honestly. But the reason I send it here is because I want to have everything up for the boss, and there's a trash pack before the boss that I'm not going to be able to send cooldowns on and have them for the boss because they don't last long enough. Maybe I could have sent Kingsbane here and still had it for later, but I'm not gonna risk it. Tank has arrived. We're going to try and transfer aggro to them. Okay, our friend went down because the tank didn't have aggro, but that is on them. I landed off to the side, as you could see, because I knew that if I land in the front, I will most likely rip or like body pull them, and that is not no bueno, especially because the tank wasn't there yet. If the tank lands first, you can do whatever you want, but if the tank is lagging behind, you got to make sure you wait for them and you land up here on this part of the ship where I landed. But everything's working out. It's just a couple of deaths, nothing too serious. And it's not like we're failing some sort of key mechanic. It's just that the tank lagged behind a little tiny bit and we had to wait for him, but we didn't. Now again, here I'm focusing the, what's it called, the commander. I'm going to blind here because I think that should take care of all of them. I did see someone comment, and I figured it out on my own in the meantime, but someone did comment that blind will affect the other orbs, but only if you're not actually targeting an orb with blind. So if you target an enemy that's in the middle of all the orbs and you use blind, you will still get the AoE effect of the blind. But if you target an orb, you will just get that one orb with the blind, which is silly. And Daniela. Oh, happy Valentine's Day. Hold on. Now, oh, yeah, boss got pulled. I can't reply. Happy Valentine's Day. But yes, I had to do something very important, which is wish a happy Valentine's Day to my girlfriend. Or sorry, my fiance. I keep calling her my girlfriend even though she's my fiance, but I guess it doesn't make a huge difference. But yeah, we're gonna pop all our cooldowns here. We do have 2 range, so we don't have to worry about these zones being too close to us. We can just tunnel the boss and deal with it that way. Kind of whiffed my kick there. Somebody kicked before I did, but it's not a huge deal. I should be pooling energy here. But I guess I can just send as much damage as I want, because what's happening right now is the boss is going to go into intermission here very soon, so I don't have to worry about managing my energy perfectly. What pooling is you wait until the last second of Envenom, like the buff, before you use your Envenom again. And that way you can get more overlaps of certain buffs, you can get more damage out that way, and you still have enough energy. It especially helps to pool energy, because then you can send energy into a big cooldown like Kingsbane or something like that. Now we're going to go ahead and reapply all our dots here. Speaking of Kingsbane, we do have it available, so we're going to go ahead and use it. We got sandwiched by the 2 range. That's okay. tank should move off to the side because now when the little beam comes out, we might be in a bit of a pickle where we don't have much space to navigate between these, but it's working out. You can see that the Warlock there is stuck in a very tight space. Wouldn't want to be in his shoes because they seem to be on fire because he's leaving a whole ass trail behind him. But it worked out. He had enough space to squeeze through and live. Now these first two circles are going to go away with these ones showing up. I'm going to use a self-heal here to help the healer top us off and get that heal absorb dot off of us, and also to recover some of the damage you take from when obsidian beam goes out, because some of the damage does go off to other people and it's a bit of an AoE. Reapply our garrote, and now I'm pooling. Well, I failed my pooling because I didn't use it in time, but it works out. Now we're gonna tar and stomp these bad boys. Tar and stomp, there we go. Don't stand in the beam, that's a bad idea. Our tank did go down. We have aggro, so we're going to use evasion here. I used it too early. I could have waited a little bit. We should try and CR the tank. I'm scared. I'm going to CR the tank. There we go. We managed to get the CR out. I used my goblin jumper cables, or maybe it was the guy who did it in the Warlock. I don't know. I don't really care either, because all I care about is that the tank lived and taunted, and we managed to finish the boss. Whew, okay, well, we're now over here. We're going to have to wait a bit for the mage, because the mage did also go down. Not sure what to, but that was a bit of a whoopsie by the tank. He didn't have anything running for when the tank buster landed, which is the beam is the tank buster here. I don't actually have Deathstalker's mark because I'm stupid and I didn't use ambush when I should have used ambush, but that's okay. I don't want to re-stealth for this. Mage should probably release bud, because he should rejoin us. Okay, I guess he was a little bit AFK, maybe a little upset to the fact that he died, but I don't know what he died to, so I don't know if he has the right to be upset or not. I'm holding my cooldowns yet again because there is a big pull coming up after this inside of the big church. Dark Flows is coming out, which means we use Feign to make sure that we live here. I'm just going to send an Envenom into this thing and that should finish it off. I don't want to reapply my bleeds and whatnot because that would be a waste of energy, and I'm kind of low, but we will get a bunch of energy here. I'm going to put a, oh my goodness, what the hell happened? Whoa, take it easy there. That freaks me out every time. We're going to send all of our cooldowns here. I got to catch my orb here before it drifts too close to the mini boss and I start having some issues. We're pumping damage into the tactician because that's the biggest threat to the tank right now, and we're just trying to get combo points to spend on Envenoms on the tactician. That way our caustic spatter will do damage. We're going to reapply our bleeds here now in a second. There we go. That should take care of the tactician, and now we can move on to the shadow and we donezo. It looks like tank wants to go mini boss, which means we'll be pulling more stuff later on in the dungeon around the second boss area. That's perfectly fine. Not my favorite pulls in that area, but I guess they're less dangerous for the tank, although the tank seems to be pretty sturdy. He just had one little mistake, that's all, where he got whatchamacallits, wiped out by the beam on the first boss, and that happens to the best of us. It sure as hell has happened to me, so there's that. I'm going to use my Kingsbane here, and I'm gonna unfortunately have to reapply some bleeds in the middle of my Kingsbane. Maybe that's not even something I should be doing. Maybe I should just reapply bleeds now after I've sent another Envenom into it. Yes, I think that is what I will do. I'll use my blind here. I think it did work and take out some of these. Reapply my garrote, and we have enough combo points to make Envenom worth actually using. Now you'll see me use, oh, I'm just gonna cloak this. None of that. None of that. Terrifying Slam coming down. I think I did manage to avoid that. I'm not 100% sure. It looked like I did because I didn't get feared. Maybe my cloak was still active, so I didn't get feared. But I did take some physical damage or something. I'm not 100% sure. I just accidentally used Envenom instead of Garrote, but that's okay. We're going to Garrote now. Not Garrote, but Rupture, sorry. And we're going to try and get some combo points into this shadow. Now, the other shadow seems healthier. I don't know if we'll be pulling more here, but I know what we will do is we'll go to that mini boss that is pretty dangerous, the second one, because it's a lot of AoE damage. So I'm going to hold my cooldowns for that to make sure that that thing just absolutely melts. I don't want to send any cooldowns here. We're going to tar and stomp. No, we're not going to do shit. The group's got it covered. Now, do we pull more here? Nope. Tank is mounting up, which means we go to the mini boss. I'm going to wait for them to land, and then I'm going to fly in with stealth right at the last second. And now we go absolutely ham on this one. We're sending all of our shit into it. Make sure we grab this orb. We got the ka-ching from the WeakAuras. Apply our shiv, keep blasting as much damage as possible into that Envenom. I should have probably put up my, what is it called? Crimson Tempest before I did this, but that's okay. We also have some extra Shadow Walkers I'm glad that nobody died to pulling those Shadow Walkers. We're going to go ahead and use a Feign here, make sure that we stay nice and healthy to this big AoE. Our Warlock is really struggling, which is surprising because our Warlock is not that undergeared. And I guess he doesn't have any of his defensives ready for this one because he had to use them on the previous bull for some reason. But as you can see, our prio damage has paid off and we've blasted the bejesus out of the mini boss, which is really what I wanted to get out of using both my cooldowns on the mini boss here. And that is the tacticians taken care of. It looks like people are going to use their stuff here. I'm going to Torrent. Never mind, I'm not going to Torrent Stomp. I keep getting excited about Torrent Stomp, but it's not going to work. I don't use it all the time because it's very short range and it's five targets maximum, and there's 10 orbs, so it's just not as efficient as I'd like it to be. We're going to put a focus on the Shadow Mage. Looks like we're double pulling here. We're going to send a Kingsbane into this bad boy and just pump him full of Envenoms as much as I possibly can. Now we are getting dangerously close to the rest of these mobs, and I'm not a huge fan of that. Dark Orb is coming out. It's not on me. I'm just going to move backwards here. Frontal's coming out. Kind of scary positioning here. We're inching closer to these guys, to the Dark Caster in the background, and I can't say I'm a huge fan of that. We do have 2 targets here, so I guess I will send Crimson Tempest. It helps funnel some of that damage back into the mini boss. Reapply my Rupture. Looking to see the orbs on me. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry.
Wish you had lasted a little longer.
That is completely on me. I didn't see it was on me. I should have sent it down the hallway or past us on that side. Ah, that was so stupid of me. We're going to stealth here. Tarn Stomp. This is the time to use it. I'm going to vanish and hopefully these reset. They do reset. That's wonderful. Tank did go down. I am going to try and CR the tank while I evasion tank this. Take the CR. I use a health stone. He taunted. Okay, we managed to recover that to some extent. I'm so happy I have that CR. I really need to get some healing here. Hopefully I do get it. I'm gonna cloak just so that orb doesn't explode and kill me. Whew, okay. I made up for my sins. I came in and CR'd the tank with my dagger thing. Or not my dagger, sorry, what? With my convincingly realistic jumper cables. It doesn't look like it's on me. I'm going to just go ahead and... there we go. Beautiful. Tank should res the healer, or maybe he can release. I'm going to just link them and do a heart. I think the tank is rezzing. The tank's not rezzing. Can release and fly down. Okay, he's doing it. Never mind. I was going to type out that he can release and fly down. We do need a big chunk of percent here still, so let's see if we can get that. Tank is going in while the healer's not here quite yet. We're going to go ahead and just use this. These guys are so close that I'm going to just silence them, and now we're going to spread out our ruptures. I am a little annoyed because I didn't get to use my thingy thing with the stuffy stuff, that being the ambush, so I don't have Deathstalker's mark, but this is mostly like a big AoE pull because all of these, there's no prior targets, so I don't get the maximum value out of a Deathstalker's mark, but I really should focus on putting that up first before I start spreading out my garrotes. But what I really wanted to do there was just silence as many things as possible so that I can make everything stack up and make it a super easy pull to manage. I'm going to do the same thing here, but I do want to end up with a ambush on the tactician. 2 garrotes and then ruptures and then an ambush, and I should be able to get that done within the subterfuge window. Beautiful. We're going to go ahead and just keep pumping damage into the tactician. He is the prio target here. I'm going to get beamed. I don't want to get beamed, or was it something else? I don't even know, but whatever it is, I want to interrupt it because it was being cast on me, and I don't like that. I don't like them getting away with that. They don't get to do that to me. Not like that. Group is absolutely getting melted. We're blasting the DPS. Focusing the prio target obviously does great for caustic spatter damage. That is the main thing. Like getting used to using caustic spatter to do AoE damage is the biggest thing about assassination rogue. Like that's what you have to do to actually do damage. Now we're getting a lust here. We're going to try and set up all of our bleeds, and then we're going to send all of our cooldowns. I need to jump once and twice and 3 times, and then we're going to send our big envenom with that is empowered. We're going to blind here. We're going to Tarn Stomp here. And we're going to kick this last one. Never mind, we won't. Our friend, the Warlock, got touched by an orb on its way out. So he had that extra dot on him. So he was just taking a lot of extra damage that was a little bit rough. All defensives on cooldown, he says. That's okay. I think you would have lived if you didn't get touched by the Dark Orb. But we'll make it work without them. I do think they also blasted all their cooldowns on the pull before this, so they didn't really have anything up to blast the boss with. But we're going to use a Feign here before the Shadowy Decay. Healer trying to keep us up, getting there bit by bit. Dark Orb coming out. We're going to try and hopefully avoid it hitting something nearby. We're going to send our Kingsbane. We have a bit of energy pulled up. We're going to try and get some Envenoms into this. I did not have whatchamacallits ready there. Not a huge fan of that. Terrifying Slam, I'm going to use my cloak here because I wasn't able to get out of it in time. We need to send out... Oh, okay, the tank went down. Okay, that's a reset. That means just die. There we go. I guess the boss was casting, so they weren't taking all that much damage. Let's give that another attempt, this time with Gusto. All right, my gear does need to be repaired. Oh, okay, I just drew its attention a little bit. How about you turn it back that way, buddy? You creeping me out with those eyes. You got too many eyes and too many legs. Oh, and somebody landed right in front of it. Okay, bosses respawn. We don't have Bloodlust this time, but what we do have is all of our team members and all of their cooldowns. So we're going to start sending all of our cooldowns here. I did get my Kaching before I sent my Envenom, so that's very good. At least I think I did. I don't know. We're going to use a Feign here to take less damage from that AoE from the orb going off. And we're going to go ahead and just return and DPS to the boss. Shadowy Decay is going out. That means another Feign. Pretty intense on the energy requirement for us. What we're going to do now is a little bit of a weird one. We're going to go ahead and put Ruptures up on these guys. What does that do? That gives me a bunch of extra energy to use on the boss. And they should last for quite a while, so I'm quite happy about that. We're going to try and spread out our thingy thing with the stuffy stuff for Crimson Tempest to make sure that we have some extra funnel damage into Anubicage, because 5% of the damage that I do to anybody else gets transferred to the target that has Deathstalker's mark on them, and that is currently Anubicage. I'm going to use a Healthstone here and then Feign again. I am trying to get that big Envenom out so I can get my Deathstalker's mark back. We did manage to take care of 9 of the orbs. It's on me. I'm going to just step backwards this way. There we go. A little bit awkward there, but we managed to make it work. I'm going to send... Oh, that's so annoying. Tank doesn't move back at all, but that's fine. Animate shadows on me right on top of the tank. That works. I'm going to try and get at least one Envenom out into the boss. There we go. Now we're going to put another Rupture onto this thing. I'm going to throw a dagger at it. That'll apply the deadly poison. Now I'm getting extra energy from that again. Shadowy Decay coming out. I'm going to use my self-heal just to make it easier for the healer to keep us all alive here, because this is the overlap where the orb explodes right as the AoE starts. We did manage to survive for the most part. The mage did go down. I don't know if they were using a defensive or not. I didn't quite catch it. It doesn't look like they did, because the cooldowns they have on their defensives imply that they used them a long time ago, not now. We're going to try and finish off the boss here, I guess. I don't know if I should send cooldowns here or not. Tank just needs to live. I'm going to cloak here to make sure I survive that. Tank bubbled to make sure that he survives that. Shadowy Decay is coming out. I'm going to use a self-heal and a Feign. I'm going to start sending my cooldowns here. It's starting to look a little bit iffy here. I'm going to stand in this thing that the trinket put down for me, and I need to do some a hell of a lot of damage here. We're going to teleport behind the boss now after he sends that out. Trying to do damage here, but my energy regeneration was a little bit weird here for a second. Tank living the next one. We're trying to do 14 million damage with the tank and the healer in tow. Animate shadows going down on me. I can kind of ignore these guys. I just want to pump damage into the boss right now. This is getting a little bit too close for comfort. Shadowy Decay coming out. I don't even have enough energy for Feign, but we take care of it, and we can move on to the last area. Guys should be releasing. Release. I don't know what it is about this run, but everyone is sitting there for like a minute dead instead of just releasing. We really do need to make up some time here. I don't know if it's like a healing issue or why people went down there, but you really do need... Man, I'm taking this extra damage now. You really do need some... whatchamacallits. You really need to use a defensive for the overlap. The overlap is absolutely brutal, and healers oftentimes just won't be able to heal you through it unless they have like the god ramp right there. Or maybe that's just me healing, because maybe I'm not that great, but from my experience, that's what it's been like. That one's been silenced. I'll kick this one. I'm just going to keep prioing this one. I'm going to put some Ruptures up on at least one extra target so that I can keep blasting damage into the Architect, because he's the one that does the most damage. The rest of these are pretty much inconsequential. Just trying to get some extra damage out onto this. I wish I had a cloak. I'm going to use my Healthstone. I'm going to use my self-heal here I really do feel like we're not getting enough healing at this point, but maybe it's just because people also aren't kicking as much. I'm looking at, well, I've kicked the least, so I should shut the hell up. But it does feel like there's quite a few casts going off on the side, but it doesn't matter. We've managed to get through it. Now we have 4 minutes 33 seconds for the last boss. Looking a little bit iffy. We just got to do it one shot, yeah, right? You know, just one shot it and we Gucci. Tank should go immediately, not wait for the healer. There we go. And we get all of our dots out, get our thingy up. I need to use jumps, and now we do the empowered thing after I've done my jumps. Beautiful. We heard the ka-ching of the WeakAuras telling us that we now have that. We're going to feign before this hits us. That way we can avoid some of the damage because it is considered an AoE, so that is mitigated by the feign. Erosive spray is also an AoE, so we're going to go ahead and use feign for that as well. There's a lot of energy being used on feign in this fight because everything it does is basically an AoE. I'm going to use feign again and a self-heal, help out the healer as much as I can while still pumping damage into the boss. We've used our cooldowns. I'm pretty happy about that because I think we will get another use of our cooldowns onto the boss in the second phase. Okay, we're going to go ahead and use sprint and grab that one that's the furthest away. I can't shadow step when that happens, and I need to grab the last one, and we're sending the last one. We're going to blind here, take care of some of these orbs, stun the orb. Okay, I think we managed to get it. Yes, we got all 10. I would have loved to reapply my dots there before the thing flew off, but I couldn't because I was busy grabbing all of those. We just want to get to the last area at this point. Sometimes it's worth keeping the thing there for a little bit longer just to have more time to beat on it before it goes into the next phase. So you send your bombs a little bit later. Now, the only thing I think that could happen here is if people don't make it here in time, but it looks like everyone will. The Warlock is taking the scenic route, it looks like, so we're just going to let them do their thing. If I target them, can I actually find them? Yes, there they are over there. They wanted to be extra safe, and that's perfectly fine. 14 seconds until I get my death mark. I'm going to re-stealth and apply an improved garrote and everything and just pump as much damage into that death mark as possible. I'm going to go ahead and set up a max combo point or rupture. Now we're going to stealth using vanish, and now we get to apply all of our cooldowns here right as we get stunned. We're just pumping as much damage as possible into this boss. Now we can jump down here once it goes off. We use a shadow step and we're back up here blasting the boss away. I want to get a max combo point in Venom off before this Kingsbane goes out. There we go. We managed to get it. Beautiful. And now, again, it is just about pumping damage into the boss. I am going to use a feign to keep myself nice and safe. This part of the boss should not be an issue as long as we just get enough healing. It looks like the monk is near full mana, so we should be okay on that front. Don't have to worry about that. Spinneret strands yet again. We're going to jump over here. We can still keep DPSing the boss, and then we shadow step back up as quickly as we can to avoid taking as much damage as possible. We have to send a max combo point in Venom out to get our Deathstalker's mark back up. We're going to go ahead and use a Rupture. I didn't use a feign there, but I felt pretty safe. I just used a feign late. We have a hero going off. We're going to use our Tarn Stomp to take care of the rest of these. We have Kingsbane still rolling. I have to jump down yet again. We can keep DPSing, shadow step back up, conserve as much space as possible. We're almost donezo here. Almost donezo. Great blink by the mage there. They were running out of space because there were so many of these Spinneret strands just all over the place, like these little zones, and those are very dangerous. I'm going to use I'm not going to use a fade. I don't have the energy, but it's okay. Healer can keep me up. I'm just trying to pump damage. There we go. 39 seconds left. This was closer than I would have liked. And then our Warlock says easy. That didn't feel very easy, but what we did get was 10 rating, and we are now at 2,505 rating, and this challenge is officially complete. I've hit 2k on every roll except for melee DPS, where I hit 2.5k, and I'm quite happy about that. No loot for us, but that's not something unusual. I very rarely get anything other than gold from this, so it's not like I'm surprised by that. Honestly, I've gotten everything I could possibly want. I'm looking like I have a pretty good setup of gear, especially now that I have the WeakAuras for the Treacherous Transmitter, which lets me actually utilize it. I feel like I did okay. The Warlock was absolutely blasting it, did some amazing DPS there. Very happy to see that. 623 Demonology, and they just cranked the damage. They even died on a couple of pulls where I managed to get more damage out, so that's just very impressive to see. Crimson Tempest, higher up there in the damage. Like to see that because that means I was actually using my WeakAuras. There were moments where I didn't keep Crimson Tempest up, but that's okay. You know, that shit just happens. Let me just thank the group for the run, and we're going to peace out. And that is it
for the Mastering All Roles series. Thank you so much if you've been following along all the way. There were some challenging moments, some very easy moments, and then there was also we don't even want to talk about the healer series. The Preservation Evoker brought me to my knees. I had to actually do voiceover rather than live commentary. And you know, the channel is basically all just live commentary, excluding those few videos. So you know it was serious when I had to pull out the voiceover. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, let me know what you liked about the series or this video in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more videos coming. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget, the weekend series is coming.